Here on this late Sunday afternoon, we welcome you back to Naples, the Paradise Coast Sports Complex, for our 7th grade FBU National Championship game. Ohio and Central Florida. Neil Sika, Anthony Williams, who's the FBU All-American Bowl director, and our great crew from Prep Spin. And we're looking forward to a great game, Anthony. The Bomb Pop uniforms for Central Florida. Team from Central Florida hasn't been into a championship game since the inaugural year of the FBU National Championship. That was the 8th grade. This is the 7th grade. That was back in 2011. And Ohio, a group that 7th and 8th grade champs the last cycle around. That team led by Amir Lemons. This is a new team in 7th grade, but they looked the part, and they received the opening kickoff, and it's taken right through the gut up near midfield on a great run by Dwayne Champion, who is one of the elite sprinters in the country for his age. Of course, a lot of these players come out of the Ted Ginn Jr. Academy and off and running again to start the title tilt in 7th grade. 7th and 8th graders over the last cycle winning it for Ohio. Ted Ginn Jr. coached that team last year, but this is a new group, and they come out looking to prove a point and continue this dominant run of recent success down in Southwest Florida.
Yeah, Gwen's did a good job down there. He's did a great job, influence from his dad, getting these kids ready to play at the next level.
They go with the counter on first down, and it goes to Champion, but there are some studs on this Central Florida team, mainly out of the Orlando area. And the initial tackle on the opening carry, Kamari Garner, able to stuff it. So it's 2nd down and 9 to start the game. Leo Velasquez is the quarterback. They give again. Champion, they have an answer for him off the opening 2 carries from scrimmage. 3rd and long coming up.
Great play by Russell there, making the stop of the running back in the backfield, creating a 3rd and long here. See how they handle this. Team Central Florida, team director Low Wood, good friend of mine, big part of FBU down here. Put together one of his best teams this year. Let's see how they compete.
You mentioned Russell, Hiquez Russell, such a dangerous player. That's a quick out to the flat. The issue of continuing to watch players slip in space. Antoine Williams caught that ball on a rifled pass from the quarterback, Velasquez. So it's 4th down and 7, but just shy of midfield and in that part of the area of the field. And, of course, in this day and age, you see a lot of teams go for it. Yeah. So with 5 wide receivers, Velasquez sends Johnson in motion. They give it to him on a jet sweep. Broke a tackle. Johnson to the outside. Johnson to the afterburners. Inside the 10 to the 5. 1st and goal, Ohio, but there's a flag.
That was definitely a block in the back, and it was unnecessary with his speed. He was going to get to the edge anyway, but that's going to come back after a big gain. Great hustle play there by Javion Robinson, not giving up the touchdown there, but that will be coming back.
Robinson, the team's leading tackler, he's a ball hawk. But it's all for naught after avoiding the initial tackler, Johnson. They call Mitter, kick returner, just a pure athlete in space. And they want to get the ball in his hands. They did, but the infraction will cost them.
Now, Neil, we saw in the 6th grade game about special teams, although they do have good field position and it's 4th and 5, great chance to flip the field here, but I think they're so confident in their offense, they're probably going to try and run a play here and get the 1st down.
Important to keep in mind the penalty comes from the spot of the foul, so it gives them a measurable chance here on 4th and 5 with Velasquez, who's really got command of this offense. We saw that in the 6th grade championship on display from the title-winning quarterback Valencia, but this is going to be a penalty, a pre-snap penalty, a false start that will really put this into a tougher bind for Ohio on their opening series.
you football fans may be wondering, why is that a penalty? You can't have one guy go in motion and a second guy go ahead and try and shift the formation. So that's why that was a penalty.
Not Canadian football here. With 5 wides, Velasquez to the air on the far side, tossed it up. It goes incomplete. The coverage was there. It was blanketed. Demetrius Christian and Brian Chavis doing a good job in the secondary, and Central Florida takes over.
Well, and once again, Neil, we're going to see a team get the ball for the first time on their side of the field in the plus area. Hopefully Orlando or Central Florida can take advantage of this field position, just like we saw in the previous game.
Well, the colors are right if they want to follow the script from the 6th grade game. That's what DFW East was wearing in their very first championship game appearance. 6th graders won it 31-0. Now we get a look at this group, mainly out of Orlando, Central Florida, on offense for the first time. Blake Heidelberg's the quarterback. He takes the snap and will give ahead to Christian Perkins. Perkins gets about a yard before he's met in the middle. Micah Castle, got Leighton Carson, they call him Ray. Stout defensive front on the interior for Ohio. Opening series for Central Florida here in this championship.
Early in these games, for the fans that are watching, just like any level of football, watch the line of scrimmage. Who's winning at the line of scrimmage will give you an idea of who's going to have most chance of moving the ball down the field.
Heidelberg brings Russell. Such a dangerous weapon. Russell's going to keep it, or Heidelberg's going to keep it, rather. There's flags all over. Looks like some motion issues in that backfield for Central Florida. Jeff Spoonselder is our referee.
Illegal formation cause that one to come back. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. Young players, make sure that when you know your position, whether you're supposed to be on or off the ball, that will make a difference. Hate seeing touchdowns come back because you didn't line up correctly.
Second and 15 at midfield. Heidelberg. And his coach, Tyrone Smith, wanted to make it a point to give a lot of love to that offensive line. He's felt blessed coaching this team. There's more flags with the snap of the football and the give to Russell. A penalty-filled beginning here to the 7th grade championship.
The kids are a little amped up right now, not staying set, moving a little early. I think they'll settle down here in the next couple plays, but offense going to be being backed up again here, being way behind the chains.
It's the brass tacks of a championship game where you've played hide away, a lot of ball, whatever the age level, whatever field you step on, there's also that anxious ability at the start of a football game, some of the nerves that want to get a few snaps in and get going.
Yeah, for sure. Number 2, Anthony Woods, coming to the game. I talked with Lowe. He's one of their top athletes. Let's see what they do with him. He can play on multiple positions and dangerous from all of them.
That includes the quarterback. They call him Deuce. Will it be wild here for Central Florida? They've got second and forever, 2nd and 20 at their own 45 after Ohio turned it over on downs. Jet sweep, Russell. Highquez Russell. High volume tackle by Ohio on the boundary. There is nowhere to run. Demarion Johnson, Antoine Williams, the first to help gobble him up. Also had Braxton Willis in there.
Yeah. Braxton did a great job understanding how to hold the edge. As a cornerback, we used to always tell him, you don't have to make the tackle, just make sure that running back cuts inside. But he definitely held the edge for his defense to pursue the ball. Great job by him.
Now the narrative's gone in the wrong direction here for Central Florida. You get the sense with some of the playmakers in space, the speed, we could be in tail for an evenly matched affair today. Mistakes aside. This is kept by Woods. He gets a couple, but fourth and forever. The line to gain was the 36 of Ohio, so.
That's big Micah Castle at D-tackle making a play there. I was talking with the coaches earlier. Definitely a two-gap nose guard, D-tackle. Did a great job getting off the block and making a play there.
He's got the best nickname maybe in all of the championships, Fat Fat. And he wears that with a badge of honor. I'd say he's tremendous now, but the future is unbelievable for that young man. So a punt, which is returned by Williams. Williams makes a couple of Central Florida players miss. He spun out around midfield. Easy to identify with that scarlet and gray football helmet. Those colors did pretty well last night, and this was a pretty good punt return.
Yeah, got to the edge here. Good blocking. Stays in bounds, gets another 5 yards, and then number 74 engulfs him. Ohio starting with again, great field position here. Neil just outside the midfield. Field position will play a big impact in this game, just as it did in the 6th grade game.
That was the big lineman, Chris Stapleton, shoving him out. Ohio's had good field position now on both of their series, but stalled the last time around. Try and get Champion into space. They do so, but not without the aid of probably a hold. A flag coming in.
Definitely a hold. Young receivers, it's important to be a great receiver. Know your route tree, catch the ball, learn how to block. He's definitely holding him, and once again, when you see that, when the referee sees that jersey come off, they're going to call that every time. You got to learn how to stock ball if you want to be a receiver at the next level.
And starting at these grassroots levels, you better put the blocking at the start of your list.
Yes, absolutely. Keep your hands inside the armpits, and just be like basketball. Just stay in front of the guy. Let your running back read your block.
As play evolves, the dynamicism of offenses come to life a little bit more, but you got to do the basics well. Another slip on a pass thrown to Alex Velasquez. Leo finds him on the connection, but it's only a minimal gain. And second down and 17 at the 41.
You know, Neil, we've been out here for a while in this great complex here that Paradise Coast built for us, but a lot of slips. I think these kids, neck going forward, if you're watching a lot of kids slip, might want an old school go with some turf shoes instead of the normal football cleats that are meant for grass. I've seen a lot of kids slipping, preventing some big plays.
It's a great point. Wonder if the 8th graders watching prior to their game are going to take that note to heart. Into the flat, they get to Marion Johnson in space. He spirals up, decked out around midfield. And cartwheels his way off a scary fall, but the acrobatics will make it 3rd and manageable now for Ohio, so they get most of the penalty back. 3rd and 7, just shy of midfield. Velasquez off a delayed fake. Got over midfield, got inside the 45. He's going to be just shy. It's going to be 4th and short.
It's a great read by the quarterback there. They've been running that jet sweep. He read it, kept it himself, big hole in the middle, make it more manageable here on 4th and 2.
With the power backfield, but Central Florida wants to take a timeout and discuss the defensive strategy. 2:21 in the first quarter. So moving along swimmingly in a scoreless affair. Seventh grade FBU National Championship. Ohio and Central Florida. Seattle and Maryland were the other semifinalists. But Ohio trying to Start a progression that we could see Utah cap in the 8th grade game a little bit later on today. It's only been done going from 7th grade to 8th grade, winning championships 3 occasions. GFL's done it twice.
Yep.
And then Team North Texas, which now known as the original DFW. But there's a new DFW on the block, and that's DFW East winning the 6th grade game earlier this afternoon. 4th and 2. It's a great call. It's a quick call off left tackle and a first down. Or King Kamen. He's the power back. They love to use him in short yards, and example A.
Yeah, no, you came out in a power I formation. You normally don't see that anymore with everybody going, trying to spread the field, 3-by-1, 2-by-2, empty. But they came out with 3 running backs in a power I and got the first down. It's a great call.
Velasquez, good pocket, a lot of time to throw. Nothing open downfield. That's tipped, and it's intercepted. Christian Perkins, who goes by CJ, grabbed it out of midair after it was tipped. And the first turnover of the game belongs to Central Florida.
Tip drill, one of the things we practice in practice. Great job by the young man to get his arms under the ball before he hit the turf. Something we work on in our FBU camps, Neil. If you're not going to get to the quarterback, get your arms up, try and get that tip, and good things will happen to you. And that's what happened here for Central Florida.
I want to say it was Anthony Woods who had the deflection. The man they call Deuce, who could do it on both sides of the ball. Case in point, back in there at quarterback. He's taken the last 4 snaps from the position. Second offensive series. Central Florida, but lassoed down to Marion Johnson. Midder plays like he's the man, showing you why.
Yeah, Marion Johnson in good position there. Seeing that he's just going to run right at him, stays home, squares his shoulder, puts a big hit on him.
Trips to the near side for Central Florida. Coming up on a minute remaining in a scoreless first quarter. They bring the pressure, and down goes Woods. DJ Coleman flying through. He is the best natural linebacker, the instincts that he possesses, and it's all on display with that sack.
Great job coming hard. The running back that was supposed to pick him up went too wide. He came underneath and made the adjustment, straight line to the quarterback for a big play for his defense.
A defensive slugfest with a couple of penalties sprinkled in to start here in the first quarter of the 7th grade championship. The 3 receivers come to the near side for Central Florida. Deuce Woods in the gun. Second series, and they've had 3rd and plus 20 yards to gain. A sprint to the outside for Russell. Nowhere near where he needed to be with the horn sounding, and 4th and long upcoming when we start the second quarter. We breeze through it, but there's no points on the board in the 7th grade FBU National Championship. Ohio, Central Florida from Naples on the FBU YouTube channel.
Jeremiah Smith, that's JJ, take 2.
What makes me me is not the fact that I can jump high. It's not the fact that I can run fast. It's not the highlights.
Oh my goodness, Jeremiah Smith!
But I do like the highlights. I've been who I am before all that. My family made me. Miami Garden Ravens made me. Boy, those hills Coach Rob Mack made us run, those made me. Shamanon made me. Coach Jones made me. My team made me. My love for the game made me. My love for the game made me. And I just got to pay it forward. That's JJ.
In a place this stunning, you can't help but think, the only thing I want from a vacation is the finest everything. Which is why only paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast.
Second quarter begins. 4th and forever for Central Florida. And a low snap. And this is a busted play, and it's disaster. Malik Hargret, the punter, fielding the low snap, and then was in a straitjacket. There was nowhere to go.
Going to sound like a broken record here, Neil, but coaches spend more time with these special teams because of that mistake, bad snap. Punter couldn't get it off. Ohio can get the ball here like the 11-yard line. It's a very short field for them.
Rinse and repeat. Anthony has pointed that out on numerous occasions, and any coach worth his salt would too. But if you watched the 6th grade game earlier today, you saw it in full effect with the kicking game of DFW East and how it was such a weapon for them to tilt the field. Their defense dominated, and the offense, multi-versatile offense, showing what it did best to the tune of a 31-0 win. So this short field now for Velasquez, whose father Jason, Leo Velasquez, the quarterback, father Jason's the head coach. He's the team director. Completed a pass to his brother Alex, one of 8 siblings, 2 of 8 siblings on this roster. You may have remembered the name Joey Velasquez, who was a 8th grade All-American. Brought down on the carry. They give to Champion. The long lineage of Velasquez out of the Columbus area. Joey now plays at Ohio State. Excellent baseball player at Michigan. Also played football there.
Great play there by Christian Perkins. Came up through the gap, read the hole, came up, made a good tackle. Now we got a third and about 6 here for Ohio.
They can get a first down inside the 3. Velasquez fakes the Champion, throws to the flat, bottled up. Great job by Russell in coverage. That's the second time they've thrown that little pop pass off the end for Velasquez, and that being Alex, who's the H-back. 4th down.
Been really impressed with number 60, Chance Hardy. Pass rush, can't get the quarterback, getting his arms up, affecting the pass in that play. Great job by him.
Player with relentless determination, Chance Hardy. At the 12, 4th and 6, throw to the middle, broken up. Lawrence Wright, who stood right there on the goal line and smacked it away to turn away Ohio, trying to collect the game's first score.
Big time stop for Central Florida there. Getting the ball up there about the 16-yard line, holding to no points, no field goal, no touchdown. That's a tremendous job by their defense.
Absolutely huge after that punt disaster on their second offensive series. So Anthony Deuce Woods back in the quarterback role, but deep in his own territory at the 14. What can Central Florida's offense concoct on their third series? 2 minutes into the second quarter. Woods is going to fake that quick hitch, then run and get rocked into a crowd of 2 and 3. Took an awkward fall, but seems no worse for the wear.
You know, Central Florida came out in an empty formation with quads to the left. He's got to be able to sell the pass more. He literally was like, as soon as I got the ball, I'm running the ball, and that allowed the defense to treat it as a running play instead of a passing play out in the bubble.
Coleman had that last tackle. Another slip again. But Deuce Woods has a wide open man downfield. Lost in coverage on the busted play. Austin Johnson into Ohio territory at the 37. But there's a flag. And they initially indicated it was on Ohio, but that is incorrect. It's on Central Florida. It's coming back.
That hurts. Make it a play, make it something out of nothing there. Big gain for Central Florida, but it looks like it is coming back.
Legal man downfield.
I think that was meant to be a running play, which is probably why the lineman's getting downfield, getting set and level.
You saw him flushed out of the pocket.
Yeah.
Woods in the end.
He pulled up and goes, oh, I got a guy open. And then now lineman's like, what do you want me to do here? Didn't know I was supposed to be pass blocking.
You see that all the time in college and the NFL, but it varies from between a yard and a half.
Yep.
So Deuce Woods, 2nd down, 14. They've been behind the sticks, whether it be a penalty or tackle for loss on all 3 possessions. Woods runs near side. Sheltered at the boundary by Johnson and Braylon Freeman. So 3rd down coming up. So the defenses are telling the story so far, almost at the midpoint of the 2nd quarter. But anytime there seems to be any sort of positive play, there's a penalty.
Taking it back, yeah. I know the coaches at halftime will make an adjustment with Deuce Woods here about at least making it look and feel like pass. He's taking off with the ball right away out of that quad formation, and it just ends up being a running play. So he's got to learn to show a little patience, let the routes develop, let things open up, and then take off with the ball.
They got that box jam with 9 players. Jet sweep, it goes. Highquez Russell. Russell runs out over the 25 and gets the 1st down. Big 13-yard pickup through the interior to finally move the sticks for Central Florida.
Big play there to get out of the shadow of the goalpost here. Get a 1st down, continue this drive, and try and get something on the board before the half.
Blake Heidelberg took the opening snaps at quarterback for Central Florida, but it's been Deuce Woods late going in that first drive. They go with a dive play straight ahead. And Russell and Perkins, C.J. Perkins. He's powerful, but he's got the breakaway speed.
Tell you, Neil, it's interesting. In the 6th grade game, we saw defense stacking the box, 8 in the box. We saw Coach Bullitt from DFW East call the play, go from a running play to a passing play because he had lanes. It'd be interesting to see if Central Florida gets to that because right now Ohio is stacking the box, trying to stop the run. Let's see if they make adjustments, try and run a bubble, or get something outside quick to their athletes.
Palenko and Good, the 2 wide receivers closest to you on the near side. Russell goes in motion. They fake. Woods keeps. Modest gain. And this is just fine. 3rd and manageable for Central Florida. Make it 3rd and 4 after a gain of about 4.
Although it doesn't feel like it, Central Florida's having some success. They've gotten to the edge. They're running up the middle here. If they can get a little balance and show a little passing scheme here, it'll really keep Ohio's defense off balance.
Central Florida with the football. Which team will break the ice first here in the 7th grade championship? Anthony Deuce Woods got the hard count, got the jump.
Smart.
Leighton Carson, one with the relentless motor, just couldn't wait. He was ready to go, but that's going to give another 1st down for Central Florida.
You know, it's interesting. When I got done coaching in college, I had to coach Aaron way back in the day when he was in Pop Warner, and we never went on 1. We went on set, we went on 2, and we picked up all kind of free 1st downs all the time.
The simple things,
yes.
The little things that make the difference. Do
Yes,
the little
sir.
things well. And a good cadence or count, especially at this level, could make all the difference in a game shaping up the way this one is. Very close, nothing there for Russell. They want to get him as many touches as possible. Highquez Russell.
Nice play there by number 8, Demarion Johnson. Really been watching him. Wherever the ball has been at, he's been involved in every play. Made a good play there to keep that to a short gain.
Call him the eraser on D. So often if there's a mistake in the coverage or chasing down on a busted play, Johnson is there. 2nd and 11. Already at the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. Woods. The pocket breaks down. The flag is out. Woods into the bench. Taking out coaches and staff. Then another flag in. And DJ Coleman bring a late hit.
We've definitely got a hold in the backfield. This is going to be a dead ball, late hit. We'll see how this turns out. Yeah, it was late.
Would that offset, or would the post-play foul rule the day?
I think the post-play one will, we'll see. He's got holding.
Jeff Sponselder, his crew, they've been a busy set of stripes.
Yeah, I see. Yep. Yep. Got his arm. He's got his right arm wrapped around the waist there. Yeah, I can't do that. Took him to the ground. That was an easy one to call.
So the hold is enforced, and then they take the dead ball penalty from the hold, and that's why you've got 2nd and call it 7. Up to the line, Mason Safford, the center, gets everyone in order. Deuce Woods. Late Sunday evening sun with the quick pitch. But there is just nowhere to go. Didn't surprise anyone on the defensive front for Ohio.
Ohio's defense doing a great job. They're closing down the edge. That running back sees I'm not going to get outside. He cuts up inside. Great pursuit. Holds him to no gain there. Great job by the Ohio defense.
So 3rd and 7 at the 39 coming up for Central Florida. They've picked up a couple of first downs, but it's been tooth and nail. It's been tough to find consistent success for both teams in an evenly matched game where the defenses are having the big say so far.
Yeah, games like this when you have two solid teams, talent-wise and well-coached, it's going to come down to special teams, field position, and cutting down these penalties. But both teams doing a good job on defense. A big stop by Central Florida early when they gave up the ball at the 16-yard line. Ohio's defense is solid. So just imagine if one of their big playmakers can make a big play here coming up.
Ohio was knocking on the door. They had the best field position, the best look to put the opening points on the board. But a stop right at the goal line on an incomplete pass to give it back to Deuce Woods. The explosive two-way man for Central Florida.
9 in the box here, Neil.
3rd and 7. Woods runs out of a collapsed pocket, throws it away.
So fans may be watching that play, youth football. He doesn't have anything. Most kids will try and throw the ball into coverage. Throw the ball away, live for the next down. Let the coach decide whether we want to punt or go for it here. So I was not mad at that play, that decision to throw the ball away because he had nothing there.
A good decision made by Woods. But it's 4th down, and knowing you're still on your half of the field, but you got to feel a little uneven with the way the last punt snap went.
Yeah.
Hargret stands at his 30. Malik Hargret.
He's moved up. Oh, that's a better snap. There you go. That's going to roll.
Got it away. It's going to get a friendly bounce. And the job done in this game of field position and defensive struggles, or offensive struggles for that matter, led by the defenses of both teams. So Ohio gets it back, and we'll see what their 2-minute offense has in store here in the second quarter. The 7th graders from Ohio, champions 2 years ago. That carried on to a rout in the 8th grade championship last year. We mentioned Amir Lemons, who was up for Youth Player of the Year. He had one catch in that game. It was a 75-yard touchdown that completely turned the momentum.
Amir had a really good night last night in the freshman game. I know you weren't able to make it, but he is a talent. Somebody to keep an eye on here going forward.
Here's the quick hitch to the flat. And the pass to Williams, and Williams squirms his way up to the 40. It looked like it was going to go for a couple, and then he made it 6 or 7 in the end.
Great job of keeping his legs driving, turning something out of nothing, giving his team in front of the sticks here. Second and short 5, see what they can do with it.
Dragged down by Perkins. Here's Velasquez to the air, down the seam. What a catch! Johnson into Central Florida territory.
Neil,
do it on both sides, and it's a first down with a timeout.
That play is success. Great pocket by the offensive line. Great read by the quarterback. Good throw. Great catch. Not bad defense. Really good job by the O-line by Ohio there.
Demarion Johnson. They want to get the ball in his hands as much as possible. They succeed there. They get into Central Florida territory for the second time. Just inside of 90 seconds till the half.
Well, Neil, the way this game is going, first team to punch one in, be a big difference with these two good defenses. So this is an important drive with a minute 26 left for the half.
Shaping up where a 2-score game could feel like a 4-score lead. The way this thing shakes out. Double the value. Here's Velasquez. Didn't see the rusher off the edge. He swallowed it midfield. What a big play by Hunter Meadows, but there's a flag, and it's in the secondary.
I think this is going to be offsetting. I think the Ohio wide receiver got mixed up with the Central Florida DB and got flagged, so this might be an offsetting penalty.
Unsportsmanlike on Ohio.
That hurts.
Well, they definitely got the Ohio player, Anthony, and they saw him second, and that's usually always the case.
Yeah, you heard some of the parents yelling holding. There was a little bit of a hole by the right tackle. If we call those, we're going to be here till 8 o'clock at night, so I can understand why him kind of letting that go. But second and forever now.
We've come to expect the fine talents on display here have been allowed to play through the years. Here's a long ball looking over the top. And open was Williams, and it's just through his hands. What a nice toss by Leo Velasquez.
Very impressed with his arm. I know he just missed that, but he's been very accurate with his throws. Another good pocket by the O-line. Look for them to come back to that play because it was open.
The personal foul, just a crucial penalty for Ohio. Back at the 35, they need to get to the 33 of Central Florida with 1:11 remaining.
Well, and Neil, also, Central Florida's now thinking, hey, let's use our timeouts. Let's keep the ball here. Maybe we can get something back here, short field, and try and get something in the end zone here before the half.
Braxton Willis switching up sides with Alex Velasquez. And his brother Leo, the quarterback, throws outside, intercepted. Sitting in the hole and making the pick, Max McCarver. On a decision that simply shouldn't have been made. And I don't know if Velasquez ever saw him sneak in there.
Yeah. These young quarterbacks are so used to throwing the certain plays to their receivers, and they forget to read it underneath. He was just sitting there underneath that route and made a good play. A big play for Central Florida here with 1:04 left.
So it's the second interception, the first coming off a tip. Central Florida couldn't cash in, but now they have their best field position at the 40 of Ohio with 1:04 on the scoreboard clock here in the first half.
Don't know how many timeouts they have, but they want to use them very carefully here. Oh, yeah.
Riley Collins, the third quarterback to appear. Goes far side flat. It's incomplete. He wanted Hargret.
Ohio, so in that kind of that 8-man front, focus on stopping the run. A double move or a flea flicker might be good here just to get close to the end zone here for Central Florida.
The 10U game that preceded the 6th grade championship was, for the second year in a row, a classic defensive stalemate that was scoreless until the very last possession. We've got a ways to go in this one, but hasn't been a lot for the offenses to rest their hat on at the end of the day, and that is incomplete. Looked like a good catch, but I'm going to say it's out of bounds with Mizell Polanco extending himself with a nice effort.
Yeah, he was out of bounds. The catch was good, but he stepped out of bounds, which is a very good lesson for receivers after we go over the camps. Your alignment to where you line up before the play makes a difference. Don't get too wide because you're telling the DB, I'm obviously going to be running inside. So he needs to know where he's at and make sure he stays in bounds.
You know, some of these learning points, we even brought up Amir Lemons, who played in the FBU All-American game, and some of the athletes who participated in the national championship wondering how do they take the next step? You know, not only playing with their individual teams, but not only with their teams, but the individual progress they need to make from 6th to 7th and 8th, and the type of things you're looking for. We'll get to that after this play. Russell with a hurdle. And then Laundry, story of the first half.
Yeah, I don't know. I know we were seeing a lot of people jumping over defenders at the college level NFL. Federation rules, it's illegal. And that was clearly a hurdle, so that will definitely come back.
The half Saquon Barkley, we do salute the effort from Russell, but you can't do it in the game.
Neil, for me and a lot of players who played this game, and you've watched, single greatest play we've ever seen was that Saquon Barkley play. I mean, that was unreal stuff.
No look.
Backwards.
Very impressive.
But you mentioned about the progression. So obviously kids are going to grow. You know, each year they're going to grow. What we focus on is development, position-specific technique, understanding in a situation like that. Don't line up 2 yards outside the sidelines and expect to run an out route. Mm-hmm. The little things make a difference as they get older because now these kids being so talented and so much 7-on-7, the development in their technique is going to be making a difference in study of film. You know, and so that's what we try and do is increase the IQ and make sure kids understand the game within the game, how your technique makes a difference.
All things to keep in mind. Not a lot of positives developing offensively, and a lot of stuff that hasn't been very clean in terms of the penalties. Personal foul brings this back. And that pass off the fingertips of Johnson. A chance to maybe reel in an interception for Johnson of Ohio. Marion Johnson, but that goes incomplete. And every time you're looking up, you're seeing Central Florida, it seems like it's 3rd and 25 or 3rd and 30, and it's 4th down, and forever again, they need to get to the Ohio 30-yard line. So,
well, and then based on a previous conversation we just had, it's 4th down now. I mean, they've got a punt, or else you're going to give Ohio the ball back with about 35 seconds left, and they're going to have a chance to say, hey, let's get something in the end zone here. They did miss that deep pass earlier just by a hair. So if they get the ball back, look for them to try and take advantage here. I think the first team that scores might end up winning this game, Neil.
It's trending that way. Think about the glorious field position they just had moments ago, and this is a mess in terms of substitution pattern. It's going on Central Florida. They snapped that prematurely. Malik Hargret. And oftentimes, you brought up a key point. When teams are evenly matched, and then it's the little things, a mistake or a turnover here, but they've both had their fair share of miscues that have even that narrative out.
Yeah. Whatever team does best to clean that up at halftime is probably going to win this game.
Hargret took a high snap, got the kick away. Third punt attempt. Second time it's out into Ohio territory and down at the 35. 30 seconds remain. So, I wonder how adventurous Jason Velasquez and his offense will be. A couple interceptions thrown.
Central Florida's going to want to be aggressive on defense here, but they're going to probably back up their defense backs knowing they almost got beat on a touchdown last time. So they need to be, their focus right now is to keep everything in front of me. Let's get to halftime. Let's make some adjustments and get ready for the second half.
Leo Velasquez stands at his 32. Off a pump fake. Coverage is great downfield. And the sack ensues.
Javion Robinson and Brian Chavis doing a great job not falling for that double move and staying back in coverage, which forced the quarterback to hold the ball. D-line gets a sack. Great job by the defense.
That's Hunter Meadows who makes the tackle. Ohio calls the timeout. It's hard to find ebb and flow in the way things play out, but that's why you do have a second half to see who makes those adjustments. And will be a 7th grade FBU national champion. That belonged to Utah last year at this level. And by all accounts, they're even more tougher and physical heading into the 8th grade game where they're going to see SoCal in the finale. SoCal at the 8th grade mark, they've won a couple of championships. There was that one-off Inland Empire team in 2019 that was one of the better offenses you'll ever see come in and win a title. There's another sack. There is no fooling Meadows right now. He's in the huddle with Ohio's offense. And they're going in the wrong direction, and they're calling timeouts here.
Meadows is starting to become an issue. That right tackle just can't catch him. I mean, he's got a great explosive first step. He's causing some having that backfield right now. They might need to bring him back over and just chip him to slow him down, but he is owning the edge right now over that right tackle for Ohio.
We don't have the total yards or stat breakdown that we can put up, and I don't know if we'd want to see it.
We want to see it now. I don't think
everything's going to have a negative connotation next to it just because of where these offenses have gone in the wrong direction, both of them. So 3rd and 28. They're going to set up a screen. Out to Johnson, who's following blockers. To Marion Johnson, what a run.
That's the first down, great job.
That's a first down all the way out to the 47. The issue, they're out of time. But it was a positive pass play to conclude the first half.
Really good screen setup here. They need to look at this and have this come back in the second half. Great job by the lineman getting down, just picking up guys in other jerseys, and a great run by the running back.
We hit the break in Naples in the middle of our middle school championships. The 7th grade FBU national title game, Ohio and Central Florida scoreless after 20 minutes of action. We step away. We'll come back with highlights and the second half are on the FBU YouTube channel from Naples.
Jeremiah Smith, that's JJ, take 2.
What makes me me is not the fact that I can jump high. It's not the fact that I can run fast. It's not the highlights.
Oh my goodness, Jeremiah Smith!
But I do like the highlights. I've been who I am before all that. My family made me. Mommy got the Ravens made me. Boy, those hills Coach Rob Mack made us run, those made me. Shamanon made me. Coach Jones made me. My team made me. My love for the game made me. My love for the game made me. And I just got to pay it forward. That's JJ.
Florida's Paradise Coast is more than just the home of the FBU National Championships. We're also the home of endless natural beauty and wild adventures, the home of holes in one and one-of-a-kind dishes, the home of incredible comebacks, and just plain kicking back. So come discover a sports paradise, because only paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast.
here in Naples for the start of the second half. Ohio and Central Florida. It's the 7th grade FBU National Championship. Neil Sika, Anthony Williams, who's the FBU All-American Bowl director. Another sensational game last night, a close game. Of course, the score doesn't matter, but you're showcasing the best young talent in America. Ohio got the football to start the game. They kick off to begin the third. And all types of trouble on the special teams. The kick bobbled, then recovered. Russell nearly had another disaster. They had that punt snap that ended up with a play being detonated, and here the fumble that nearly turned into the football for Ohio. So I'll look at their last screen pass, their most positive passing play. But here's Central Florida's offense to start the third quarter.
That could have been a disaster. Good recovery by that young man, at least get the ball back to the 25-yard line. That could have been really ugly.
So these offenses, they were going the wrong way, like Jim Marshall. Look it up, youngsters, for much of that first half.
Neil, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments they made at halftime. I know they didn't have a lot of time, but these offenses got to find some way to find a seam or find a crack in two very good defenses right now.
This is the third different quarterback they've rolled with. They started the game with Blake Heidelberg, who's currently on the sideline, but now Riley Collins gets a go. He was getting a couple of snaps late in the first half. They give on the first carry. Up the middle, Russell. And Russell runs near the 30.
See if we can get either team this half, Neil, to stay in front of the chains. That whole first half, it was played behind the chains. I mean a long way behind the chains. So good first start for Central Florida here.
Well, it's second and a long 6 after the 4-yard gain. Collins trying to give the offense a jump. C.J. Perkins in the backfield, along with Russell. And this time they do give to Perkins, and he lugs his way out across the 35 for a first down.
Love the leg drive by that young man. A lot of kids want to stop their legs when they get first contact. He just kept him driving and picked up the first down, a big first down for his team.
Chance Eisnagel, the top defensive lineman, went along for the ride to make the tackle for Ohio. Now Collins in trouble. His quick look to the outside. Ohio was ready for it, so then he had to tuck it, and the options were then taken away.
Yeah, Malik Harder read that play, got right in the passing lane. Quarterback couldn't throw the little swing that he wanted to. Ended up being a broken play. Good job by the Ohio defense there.
Now Perkins a little hobbled coming off the field. The last ball carrier to get a first down for Central Florida. Been a long way since team from that area found its way to a championship scenario. Have to go back to the very first year of the national champion, 2011. It was only an 8th grade tournament then. This is a double reverse. And sweeping to the outside, Javion Robinson, who gets a little bit of the edge and gets into the Ohio sideline. He's out shy of the 40. This is 3rd and 6 after a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, not a huge game, but I like the call. They've got to get something to get these defenses out of the rhythm a little bit, and that's a good call. Little double reverse going on there. Might want to come back with a counter now. Kind of got them awake. Come back with a counter or throw the ball down here to the big man down here, the bottom of the screen.
Now they're thinking that.
Ohio in cover 0, Neil, with no safety. They might want to look down here at the bottom. Got one-on-one coverage on both guys.
The 2 receivers on the near side. They do that same formation. They fake the reverse, and it's kept by Russell. And it's done to perfection. First down, 48-yard line, and that's smart play calling.
Yes. Running hard, getting physical, getting north and south. That's a good thing.
So the start of this quarter nearly began with disaster off the Fumbled kickoff, then recovered by Russell. He gashes his way for 9 yards and a first down out to the 48. Already 3 minutes and change gone in the third quarter. Collins fakes, jet sweep, fumbled, but then recovered. Robinson started running without the most important piece of material. Got back on it.
Yeah, and they're actually calling that an incomplete pass.
Yeah, he did kind of underhand toss it, didn't he?
Yeah.
So that's a break for the offense. 2nd and 10. What was it, the Kansas City game? Patrick Mahomes, they wanted to say it was a rush instead of what they thought was a pass a couple games ago. They faked that. Sack lunch. There is no fool in Leighton Carson. He was in the backfield to bring down Collins. Big loss.
Good penetration by Carson there, and, I mean, just finished the play. Big guy made a big play for a big TFL there.
The way this is trending, Anthony, a defense might have to score.
It's looking that way.
To get those points.
It's looking that way.
3rd and 15. .5:30 and counting, third quarter. No score. The sun beginning to fade here in Naples at the Paradise Coast Sports Complex. Here's Russell gashing through with some great blocking. And on 3rd and 15, he goes inside the 35. Longest run of the day for Central Florida. First down.
Great call by Central Florida there. Actually faked the jet motion, faked the counter, come back inside, similar to what Shanahan ran with the Niners not too long ago. Great call there. Or not Shanahan, but Sark at Texas. Love the way this young man runs the ball. Runs hard, north and south, no moves. Let me just get the field here.
26 yards, Jaquez Russell, the most dangerous weapon Central Florida has to offer. Riley Collins. And a lot of misdirections. This time it's the safe give to Meadows. And he's not prancing through any Meadows. He's lost 7 yards.
Carson said there'll be no more of that. Great penetration, reads the play. Another TFL for him in this series. Great job, number 56.
Every play, Carson relentless. They call him Ray. He's already made his impact on this series. Central Florida, though, they keep finding their way out of it. Helter-skelter, but moving the football. They've had it all 6 minutes so far of the quarter. This is still the opening possession.
They had a 3rd and 15 last time. They got 2nd and 16 now. Let's see what they do here.
Here comes the motion from Robinson. Collins keeps. Collins rolls, and that is deflected into the sideline. Most of the time when you're running the opposite way of which you throw, that's never a good thing.
That play did not look like it what the coach wanted in any way at all. This is important right here.
Tyrone Smith, what does he have to concoct for his offense?
Find a creative way to get the ball to Russell in space here is their best chance on this 3rd and long.
At the 42, they need to pick up to the 25, so 3rd and 17. Collins 2 with him in the gun. Robinson in motion. They were a mess. They didn't know what they were running, and they call a timeout to avoid 5 more backing them up.
Yeah, talking with these coaches, you know, they understand the importance of their playbook and what to execute and execute flawlessly. So it's important that they understand, hey, during certain situations of the game, I may not want to go motion here. I got to make sure my team's on the same page. That's why a smaller playbook with things that I know I can execute flawlessly in the game is things we should run. A lot of coaches kind of get into, well, I've got 9 different formations for this. These kids, keep it simple. The old school days, KISS, keep it simple, coach.
Keep it simple.
Especially in a game like this.
Anthony Williams, Neil Sika, 7th grade FBU National Championship. And our enthusiasm for this game should not be misconstrued because of the missteps, which we've seen from the offense and the penalties. It's still anyone's game for the taking, and Central Florida has also held the ball for all of this third quarter so far, and you wonder if they can come up with something here that might make the difference and get them into position to earn some points.
Absolutely.
Robinson motions. They give the counter. They give to Russell. They were ready for it. They weren't going to be beaten on this for a third time. There's a pig pile over midfield after the tackle, which started in pursuit by Carson, and then a swarm. That military camo look finishing it off for Ohio.
DJ Coleman read that thing out and just completely blew it up.
Coleman.
Very physical defense there. Nothing illegal there. That's part of the game.
Eisnagel.
Neil, it's interesting. I was talking with Matt Lauer, our director of sales and marketing in the youth game, and he was telling me that these were 2 of the most highest scoring teams in this tournament. They were averaging 35 points a game. They obviously hadn't seen a defense like each other in this game, or else we would be seeing that offensive explosion.
Ball at the 48. It's 4th and 23. Low snap. Hargret punts his third punt with some backspin. There was some contact, and a flag comes out after a change of possession, but 7.5 minutes with the ball for Central Florida.
I think he's going to call a block in the back, which to me is weird because it was not a return. But it definitely looked like he pushed him in the back on that play when they ran by the ball. Looks like it's going to be on watch number 7 here, I think. Right there. But there's no return.
No one's running, though.
Yeah, I have a problem with that one, so I don't know if they're going to pick it up here.
Maybe you let that go. Not sure if you're saying by the letter of the law, but
yeah,
I'm with you. But add it to the tally, the tab of penalties for both teams and accepted penalties. And so Ohio will just start further back in their own territory at the 16-yard line.
And a coaching point for you young players watching, if you can see the back of a number of players, don't hit them in the back.
They're going to fake the reverse off the toss. And the run goes to Dwayne Champion. They started with him getting the lion's share of the carries to start their offensive series. Keep in mind, Ohio had the best penetration of the game. They got inside the 15-yard line, had a pass broken up on 4th and goal. Maybe the closest team to scoring in this game. It was.
The most explosive play for both teams has been the reverse. And the fake reverse. See if they come. Oh, boy.
Ball's on the ground. It's a fumble off the poor exchange. Russell's got it. Essentially fell on it. It was a layup for him. A turnover by Ohio, and it's their third.
Neil, the mesh point, the handoff. The quarterback handed the ball off up with the shoulder pad. Never gave the running back a chance to fill that handoff, and that led to the fumble in a big play for Central Florida.
And a very frustrated Dwayne Champion, the running back, who tossed his helmet after he was on the sideline. 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and the fumble, but this allows Central Florida to have their best field position of the game.
Coming out in a pistol split formation.
2 offensive snaps. That's all Ohio has had in the quarter. And so now they go back to Deuce Woods.
Still driving his feet. Look at this effort.
It's a rugby scrum, and it's good for 9 yards down to the 15-yard line.
It's great effort by Deuce on that one. Didn't give up in the play.
Second and 2. 100 seconds remain in the third quarter. And Central Florida inside the red zone, finally knocking on the door. And someone finally break the ice in the 7th grade FBU National Championship. Woods takes the snap, slashes inside. It's those second and third yards after the second effort, and it's enough for a first down at the 12-yard line.
Another impressive run. Young skill position guys out there on contact. Keep those legs driving. You will have success.
The Central Florida fans, those down from Orlando, growing more vocal by the yard. Woods runs to the outside. Now will throw it. Great piece of deception. He had the man open. It's incomplete. Outside of the range of Austin Johnson.
Neil, we saw that play earlier. It came back, remember, from the lineman downfield. It was open again. Deuce has got to take, he has time, set your feet, and make a more accurate pass. That would have been a touchdown.
What a time for it. But couldn't get it done. Deuce Woods will get the play from Tyrone Smith on the sideline. Central Florida here in the 7th grade championship. Trying to add a second trophy for the program. They made it to Naples in 2020 in the COVID season. They run C.J. Perkins into a wall and a stout front. Chance Eisnagel swallows up with the contact to make the stop for Ohio.
Yeah, big stop there by Ohio, keeping that to a short gain here. I don't know if Central Florida, Neil, has a kicker, but a field goal could win this game.
You were going to say the first to get a touchdown, and now you're thinking 3 points, but is that even an option for Central Florida? And we go back to that question of how special teams can decide a championship game. Either mistakes in that area, or if you have a kicker that can be the X factor. But we're not there yet. 3rd and 12. What can they come up with here? Anthony Deuce Woods, the quarterback, going to just try to march ahead into a mess. The ball squirts out. They'll rule him down. That was the final play of the third quarter. 4th down's coming up, and so is the final period of the 7th grade FBU National Championship. No score in Naples, Central Florida. Do they have the answer? We'll find out when we come back here on the FBU YouTube page.
Jeremiah Smith, that's JJ, take 2.
What makes me me is not the fact that I can jump high. It's not the fact that I can run fast. It's not the highlights.
Oh my goodness, Jeremiah Smith!
But I do like the highlights. I've been who I am before all that. My family made me. Mommy got the Ravens made me. Boy, those hills Coach Rob Mack made us run, those made me. Shamanah made me. Coach Jones made me. My teammates. My love for the game made me. My love for the game made me. And I just got to pay it forward. That's JJ.
In a place this stunning, you can't help but think, the only thing I want from a vacation is the finest everything. Which is why only paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast.
Fourth quarter here in Naples. Coming up on the golden hour. Will it be a golden moment for Central Florida? 4th down and 10 at the 12. Riley Collins, the quarterback, is in there. He throws. It's incomplete. After a low snap, it was behind the intended target, and it never looked like a comfortable situation. The passing game pretty much non-existent all game long for Central Florida and both teams in that sense, and it's a turnover on down. So despite the promise of being so close, nullified once more, and Ohio takes over.
Well, although they didn't score, Neil, I mean, they do still have him in deep field position here. So they can get a 3 and out, get the ball back, shorten field.
Excellent point. The mistakes have been plentiful. 3 turnovers for Ohio. And in a real danger zone here. Reverse jet sweep. Antoine Williams. Well, both the teams have seen enough of these plays by now. How about the game we're seeing on the edge from Hunter Meadows from his linebacker spot? Couple of sacks, another tackle for loss.
Yeah, Meadows is playing like his last name is Watt out there right now. He is just gobbling everything up and doing a great job. It's about his 3rd TFL in this game. Kid is unblockable right now.
Leo Velasquez. One of 8 in the Velasquez household. And they run the jet sweep. And they do it to success. And there's a horse collar tackle, it appears, to come in at the end of the play. Demarion Johnson, who's had the biggest gainers, whether it be that screen pass or the runs, got to the edge. And that horse collar is a personal foul. And that's a big get in the end for Ohio.
Yeah, Demarion Johnson's definitely been their most productive offensive player. And now that we're going on 9 minutes of the game, Ohio's got to find ways to get him the ball if they have a chance to win. That kid is a problem when he gets going north and south.
Ball out to the 34. Leo Velasquez. The ends break down, but he sets up the screen. Demarion Johnson. First down, 48-yard line.
For you young running backs out there, if you want to understand when coaches say run behind your pads, watch this young man run the ball. He knows how to lower those pads and finish north and south, doing a great job of finishing his runs big time for Ohio.
Some substitutions up front for Central Florida. Gain of 14 on that last little delayed pass to Johnson. Now they switch it up and run inside. About 3 yards for Coleman. All things considered, that's been tough to come by in regular down and distance situations, so you'll take the positive gain. 2nd and 8.
It's already been a positive drive for Ohio. I mean, they started just outside the 10-yard line. They're at midfield now. If they can get a long drive and get some type of score here, that could be the difference.
Well, Johnson, who's such a monster going both ways, needing a breather, out of the game on the last snap, and now this one. Velasquez throws seam route to his brother, Alex, who's near the first down marker and just inside Central Florida territory to the 45.
That may have been, Neil, the best pass of this game so far. He threw that into a tight window in the slant route, and they've got a 3rd and short here.
3rd and 2. Coleman in the backfield. Switching sides. Power off that far side. They go straight ahead. Coleman. Forward progress. First down. The Central Florida 42. This drive started back at the 12-yard line for Ohio. And the way this thing has played out, all you need is one successful piece, it's looking like right now.
Good news, Demarion Johnson back in the game. They got to get him the ball if they're going to try and finish this thing out.
Velasquez gives it to him. But there are 3 Central Florida players knowing exactly who was getting that give. And C.J. Perkins steps up in the hole to help finish off the tackle. 2nd and 9. Lopsided possession in the 3rd quarter, decisively favoring Central Florida. Now Ohio's trying to turn the screws here in the 4th.
Empty formation.
Velasquez throws to the outside, caught. at the 20-yard line, Braxton Willis. And even smarter, they ran away from Hunter Meadows, who was in pursuit.
Yes. Came out in empty formation, trips to the downside. Number 2 receiver runs a little corner route. A little quarterback hits him in stride. It's a great play there to get the first down. They're on the move right now, Neil.
The 22-yard pickup for Willis, who's the best route runner on the team. Exhibit A, that little flag pattern. They go to the ground to Johnson. He immediately tried to spin out. C.J. Perkins in there again. He is a stud. Also got some support from Max McCarver in the middle. Loss of 1.
Central Florida D-line's like, you know what, it's late in the game. I got to cause a big play to pin my ears back and just get penetration in the backfield and see what I can get. Great job by that young man there.
Just over 6 minutes remaining in the championship. They toss to Johnson. Runs to the outside with daylight. Johnson inside the 10, lowering his shoulder to the 5. First and goal, Ohio.
Finally got Johnson to the edge here. Did a good job getting outside, getting to the corner, and a great collision with him and Russell again. Those two are really going at each other.
This drive being masterfully called with balance back and forth and putting it in the hands of the guy that can make the big plays. Johnson, who's lined up in the slot here. They go 4 receivers. Now motion Johnson. They fake. Velasquez keeps. Swallowed in that gap.
Neil, earlier we talked about keeping it simple. They're on the right hash. Their biggest pass play was that corner route earlier when they came out in trips. It's perfectly set up right now. Trips down here at the bottom. Number 1, run a slant. Number 2, run that corner route. I bet you hits him in stride here. Coach definitely needs to think about getting back to that play.
That was Mason Safford who made the fine tackle on Leo Velasquez. Running out late was Hunter Meadows. He's a big player on that Central Florida defense. Velasquez, hands, Coleman, grinding gears, got inside the 5, and nothing more. They'll actually say he's down at the 5. Just a couple. 5 minutes remaining. 3rd and goal coming up at the Central Florida 5 for Ohio.
Well, they always say it's harder to throw the ball the closer you get to the end zone here, but I would love the pass play on this play.
This is the 9th play of the drive that started on their own 12. Velasquez out of the pistol, throws to his brother. He's in! Touchdown, Ohio! Alex Velasquez. And the brothers hook up to break the ice with 4:40 remaining in the championship.
Great call. Throwing the ball on 3rd down, taking the little out route, lowering your shoulder, getting in the end zone. Great play. Great drive, Neil, by the Ohio team.
I shortchanged him. Officially 10 plays, 88 yards with everything on the line. Quick little inside toss. The Marion Johnson's in.
That's big. That's big right there.
And the flag coming out after the conversion was signaled. For the moment, it's 8-0 Ohio, which is massive in this game. We had hinted on it basically midway through the first quarter. All it might take is one really good drive. Who can clean up the mistakes? Ohio's done that to the tune of going the length of the football field with the game on the line. The conversion's going to be good. It's a personal foul, unsportsmanlike on Central Florida. And they're going to bring that kick up, I would assume.
Yes.
It's going to be enforced on the kickoff.
Cannot tell you how impressive that drive was.
Wow.
Late in the game, in the championship game, you said 10 plays, 86 yards. That's huge, especially in a game when both defenses have dominated for this game.
Even all the more impressive, Anthony, because there's been no indication of either team breaking through with the way the sloppiness had festered out. But now, Ohio, the resilient bunch to break through. 8-0. In search of what would be the 7th graders' second title in 3 years. And they're at the 45 of Central Florida kicking off.
Central Florida's got some weapons back here returning the ball. This could be interesting. You usually see a team score and then give up a long touchdown on the kickoff return. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay.
Oh, they're going to squib this along. It didn't go 10 yards. It doesn't matter because it's recovered by Chance Hardy, who's right on top of it.
I don't have a problem with that, Neil, because, hey, you know what? You got to have to drive, 65 yards to beat me here instead of let one of your offensive weapons take it to the house. So good job. Let my defense finish this thing out.
Not only that, but get a conversion, too. Rocky Dorado, the Ohio kicker. So 4:40 remains. 7th grade FBU National Championship. We've got the marquee affair, the 8th grade game to wrap up the championship week. Another sensational song and dance in Naples. The 8th grade title tilt, Utah and SoCal at 6 o'clock. About a half hour from now, but the suspense is high still in this one. With the give going to the outside, they put it in the hands of Russell, who breaks it down the near sideline and spiraled out. A flag flying late on another potential and most likely horse collar inside the 30-yard line.
Big time play by Hazel Russell again. He got to the edge, and you can just see him switch to another gear here. That's a huge play with under 5 minutes left here.
A slow-moving stalemate for 3+ quarters, and now both teams say we're going to put it in the hands of our stars. Johnson for Ohio, Russell on one play, and they're right in business. The personal foul puts Central Florida inside the red zone. The ball at the 14-yard line. 8-0. Riley Collins. He's going to give. This is C.J. Phillips. Perkins, and Perkins is inside the 10 to the 9. 5-yard gain. They can get a first down inside the 2. Coming up on 4 minutes remaining. Perkins on the near side. Russell, the far side of the quarterback, Collins. Who gives? Russell's through to the middle. Russell is in. Touchdown, Central Florida. They respond in 3 plays. And now the fireworks are popping out here in the 4th quarter.
Russell and Johnson just literally put on a show on how running backs run the ball. Get your pads down low, drive your feet, and get in the end zone. Great job at both young men. But this PAT now is huge because of that 2-point conversion by Ohio recently.
The most crucial of the moment with 3:51 remaining. 8-6. Ohio leads, but the conversion coming. We waited on bated breath a long time for some offense. We got it here in a ferocious 4th quarter. And there's still 3:51 remaining.
I don't know what the call is going to be, but I know who I want the ball to go to. I mean, this late in the game, go with your best guy, best on best. Find a way to get Russell the ball, some way to tie this game up.
There you see Jason Velasquez wearing the scarlet and the Ohio State parka, the head coach and team director. A lot of Columbusites and Cleveland-based players. And a group that went up by a score and a 2-point conversion moments ago, but it only took 3 plays after that long run of 40-plus yards by Jaquez Russell. They've got Deuce Woods, who's going under center. We've got a flag. There are too many men on the field?
I think so. He's counting them and counting them again.
The back judge Still with arithmetic.
Oh.
Or is he picking it up?
Picking it
No.
up.
It's Christmas break. You know, you're not supposed to be doing math over this time.
That last play, Neil, Central Florida came out with their linemen foot-to-foot tight splits. That means they're going to usually try and get him inside to try and go outside, probably with Russell. Let's see if they do it again here.
Three-headed monster in the backfield. Deuce Woods, now the quarterback. And he's got the hard count. That's the second time in this game. Put him a yard closer here on the conversion.
It's a big yard. I mean, literally, we have seen Russell just be able to lower his shoulders and get a yard just from any even broken plays. So that's a huge penalty right there. This is going to go down to line of scrimmage play. Which line is going to win at the line of scrimmage here?
Perkins, he's got the silver helmet, the red helmet to Russell. Deuce Woods right in the middle. On the conversion try, it's Woods who runs to the outside, who uses the second effort to get in and tie the game at 8. Deuce got the deuce. All to play for with 3:51 left.
A lot of game left, but what a great last two drives by both teams. Really made a difference here. Great drive by Ohio. Central Florida responds going, what was it, like 90 yards here? Great drive for Central Florida and picked up the two-point conversion to tie this game up.
This is the theater we were looking for and hoped for with these two high-scoring teams throughout much of the tournament, including championship week in Naples. When you're coming in, you're playing your quarterfinal game and your semifinal game. So Ohio, that 10-play, 88-yard drive answered in the blink of an eye with 3 plays and the big Russell runs. The touchdown by Russell and the 2-point conversion from Deuce Woods. 8-8.
Still a lot of time left, Neil. 3:51 is a lot of time here.
Marion Johnson. This is the guy that Central Florida doesn't want to see with the ball in his hands. He's got a good return out to the 43. You know, it's really interesting, too, Anthony, when you look back at that series and the type of kickoff, when you're kicking off at the 45 of Central Florida, and they got out of there with better field position than I think they thought. Not to say that they wouldn't have come down and went on a long march, but you feel a little bit better about yourself in those circumstances and putting the ball in Russell's hands.
Yeah, I forgot about that. They did go with the short kick there, and a great drive by them. I don't understand why they kicked the ball to their best player there, but hey, they saved it, and let's see what happens here on defense.
He's in the backfield. Leo Velasquez, the quarterback. Out of the shotgun, throws flat with would-be pursuers, and Johnson was stumbling, but he got out, got near a first down, and just into the early edges of Central Florida territory. 2nd and 1. 3:22 remaining here at dusk in Naples.
It's like Johnson maybe tweaked a little something to come out of the game here on this.
Yeah, he looked a little wobbly heading out. And he heads to the Ohio bench. And they're back in, and they give that handoff to Dwayne Champion. First down, 3 tough yards in the middle. All of a sudden, this has turned into a game where maybe you want the football last.
Exactly.
Down to 3 minutes in it. In the history of the national championship game, 6th, 7th, or 8th, as long as I've been a part in calling, I can't really recall many overtimes, if at all. We're not there yet. Outside flat pass. It's caught. Braxton Willis. Cheeky little run back inside. Got to the 40 of Central Florida and sets up 2nd down and call it a long 4.
Love the play. First time they called, they showed RPO on that one. Turned out really good. Love the way he finished that run there. I'd like to see more of that this series. That's a great call.
Willis's route running, decision making in the receiving game coming to life here on these last 2 offensive series. That play detonated. They're ready for Coleman right up the gut.
That brings up third down.
Huge hit in the middle. And that stick was at Russell.
Nope.
You bet it was.
Yes, that's how you fill the gap right there.
3rd and 4. And this is slop. The flag comes out with the snap given away. I don't know if everyone was quite set or someone was moving early. Got 1:52 remaining.
Yeah, I'm looking over at the bench. Johnson's over there. He's on the bench. There's no trainer around him. It just looks like he's tired. The kid has played max effort. He seems to be okay. Just maybe he needs a blow, but they definitely need to get him back in the game.
Oh, what a miscue by Central Florida. Illegal substitution. It's a first down for Ohio. And really the overall theme of this game, the penalties that's popped up for both teams, and it's been a pretty clean fourth quarter. It comes up at the worst time, but there's still a ways to go. At the 32, Velasquez just taken down inside. I'm telling you, give the defensive player of the game at least co-honors right now to Hunter Meadows.
Absolutely. Kid's been on fire. He's everywhere the ball is at, making plays, inside, outside, against the pass. He's everywhere right now.
2nd and 13. Still no Johnson in the game. 90 seconds left in the championship. Velasquez, quick throw. Williams, flag thrown. Trying to set up a little bubble screen where he's near, for the moment, a first down, but might have had a man downfield or a shift.
Yeah.
It's on Ohio.
On the offense. That one's coming back. 5-yard penalty.
Critical times. Can't have these kind of penalties when you're playing for a championship, 7th grade championship here.
Heavy support for Central Florida. The closer team to the venue. Velasquez gives it a rip down the field. It's intercepted. At the 19-yard line, picked off by Lawrence Wright. Is there a gleam for Central Florida? It's the 3rd interception for Velasquez. They've got timeouts, but they've got a long way to go, all even at 8.
Great job by Lawrence Wright there. Playing safety, stayed behind the play, read the ball, was underthrown, in position to make a play and give his team one last chance to try and win this thing out. Great job by him.
The only way to look at that in a positive sense for Ohio is it acts like a punt.
A long punt, yes, absolutely.
Make some noise if you want your team to score.
But it didn't take them long to get down the field last time, Central Florida, with Highquez Russell. But this time it's C.J. Perkins burrowing his way out over the 30 to the 36-yard line. That's 22 yards.
They need to be up tempo right now. They should already have a play called and ready to go as soon as that ball hits the ground.
Central Florida is the championship in their grasp. At the 34. Give to Russell. Motoring through the middle, dragging 2 and 3 and 4, near for another first down. Now close to the 44. That should be good enough. There's going to be a timeout here taken by Central Florida.
This kid's 2nd and 3rd effort is unreal. Never seen a player this young have that kind of drive and just finishing his runs on every single play. We're 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The kid's playing a hard game, and he still has great stamina and is just driving his legs and making something out of nothing.
And you'd think that they need all 55 yards here. We haven't seen any semblance of knowing that they'd be confident in trying to take a game-winning field goal with 44 seconds remaining. Their pass game has pretty much been non-existent, but Highquez Russell with high-caliber highlights here in the second half and mainly this fourth quarter.
And for the fans not familiar with the Federation rules, you would think, hey, throw the ball deep, maybe get a pass interference. No matter what, it's not
15.
a spot foul. It's only 10 yards. So, but I would just say keep giving the ball to number 9, and good things are going to happen. Let's see what happens here.
Keep in mind, speaking of 10, that's where the down and distance, you've got the 10-yard line when you begin overtime. Should we be there in 44 seconds? But here at 8-8, it's Russell trying to reverse field.
Oh, boy, he's got a lane.
Flags come in. Russell comes out. There is a marker, bear in mind, with this incredible individual effort that goes inside the 35 of Ohio, but this is usually in the area of holding. Despite all the dancing, this is going against Central Florida. Quez Russell.
He is a highlight show. I'm telling you, the kid's been so impressive. Yeah. It's a good call. Tackle got a little hole in number 99 from Ohio, Chance Chago, so that'll come back.
He had a personal foul, blindside block 2.
Personal foul against the offense.
So this is more reminiscent of what the offenses were doing in the first half, and mainly the first half, going the other direction from where they intended to be.
Well, now this is where, as a head coach, you got to make the decision. Are we going to try and score here? Or are we just going to kind of hold on and we're getting ready for overtime? Don't be overly aggressive here. Do something unsmart because this defense can definitely turn around a big play, turn over, and take it in the end zone.
Collins, shotgun. Collins throws up in the air, incomplete. And the readjustment on that route by Hargret. He's been acting, most of his chores have been in the punting game, but almost made that really interesting.
Yeah, really good adjustment on the ball, right in his hands. I'm sure he would like another chance at that one.
9 seconds left. 9 seconds from what would be overtime in the 7th grade FBU National Championship. Both teams, their points have come in this fourth quarter. A furious and completely different disposition than the way the first half was headed.
You know, Neil's a defensive guy. I don't mind it. I love good defense.
Love it.
So still a very entertaining game by these
No doubt.
7th graders.
Oh, there's a ball on the ground. It's fumbled off the exchange at the 31. It's Ohio football. Ohio has it at the 31 with 5 seconds left. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Big fumble there. Now, hey, 5 seconds left. Throw the Hail Mary. See what happens.
That's pretty much the only thing left.
Only thing left.
Make some noise if you think you can score.
If you even had a kicker with the leg, it'd be 47 yards from here, but that's not an option. And Central Florida is going to call a timeout. If you can give Leo Velasquez time to throw, that's the thing. The pocket on the ends has been a little wobbly at times, but can he get it down there? Can you make a miracle happen?
I can almost bet that Hunter Meadows is going to have something to say on this last play, hit going off the edge.
If not, we're heading to overtime, where each team will swap possessions. Like you see in the college game, but they'd start at the 10-yard line here in middle school or youth football association rules.
It's a good timeout, Neil, by the Central Florida guys. Just make sure you get your defense set. Tell the kids, hey, knock it down. Don't try and make a big play. Keep everything in front in this last play. Let's get you ready for overtime.
You have Demarion Johnson in the backfield with Velasquez at the 32. 5 seconds left. Velasquez not even going to get the throw off. Steps into a sack. The outside edges have just controlled that offensive line when it comes to trying to find success in the passing game, and We've completed 40 minutes with the last 10 enthralling. 8-8. We're heading to overtime in Naples in the 7th grade FBU National Championship. We'll step out shortly and come back, set things up for you here on the FBU YouTube channel.
Jeremiah Smith, that's JJ, take 2.
What makes me me is not the fact that I can jump high. It's not the fact that I can run fast. It's not the highlights.
Oh my goodness, Jeremiah Smith!
But I do like the highlights. I've been who I am before all that. My family made me. Miami Garden Ravens made me. Boy, those hills Coach Rob Mack made us run, those made me. Shamanon made me. Coach Jones made me. My team made me. My love for the game made me. My love for the game made me. And I just got to pay it forward. That's JJ.
Florida's Paradise Coast is more than just the home of the FBU National Championships. We're also the home of endless natural beauty and wild adventures, the home of holes-in-one and one-of-a-kind dishes, the home of incredible comebacks, and just plain kicking back. So come discover a sports paradise, because only paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast.
Back in Naples, 7th grade FBU National Championship is headed to overtime. I'm sure some revisionist history will come up at some point, but like I mentioned earlier, I can't recall having seen this situation at the 7th grade level through the years, going back to 2012. Each team's going to alternate possessions like you would in the high school or college game. You're playing Federation rules. Even the officials wanted to make sure they had it in order with FBU accordance. Neil Sika, Anthony Williams with you here. 8-8, both teams scoring in the fourth quarter.
You know, so for those not familiar with Federation rules and the overtime, so just like as Neil mentioned in high school and college, instead of going from the 25-yard line, they'll go from the 10-yard line. Each team will get a possession. The question earlier was if they get to that third overtime, do they just move the ball to the 2-yard line like a PAT, and then the first team that scores wins?
Like we've seen in the college game.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this will be interesting. You know, the defense has kind of dominated this game until the last 6 minutes of that fourth quarter, and now they have the ball inside at the 10-yard line. So we'll see if the defense come back or the offense continue their momentum. But we have definitely outlined the two top performers on each team with Russell and Johnson. We'll see what happens here. But I don't know. I think right now the edge, a little momentum probably goes to Central Florida a little bit right now, but we'll see what happens.
10-play, 88-yard drive to get Ohio on the board, and then responding in 3 plays. Personal foul, horse collar tackle aiding the responding drive by Central Florida. And the star is shining. Demarion Johnson of Ohio. And Central Florida with Hiquez Russell. So off the toss, they're determining who will defend and then who will play offense first, and then you switch it up. Ohio will start with it.
Yep.
And we're going to head down to the scoreboard end of the field on the left of your screen here at the Paradise Coast Sports Complex Stadium. This will adjust the start time of our 8th grade championship, which was scheduled for 6, but we'll see who can find their way to a championship, Anthony, here with this exciting conclusion in the 7th grade game. And we were thinking it might be the first one who scores wins. Now it's going to be the last one who scores wins.
Well, although it was a little sloppy earlier on, I mean, it was, if you like defense, you like watching this game. But then later on, we had some of their top performers just start to take over the game here. So, once again, basic football rules here. First and goal from the 10-yard line.
Leo Velasquez, the quarterback, empty backfield. They give the jet sweep. Demarion Johnson to the 5. Johnson out at the 3. On the first snap of extra football.
Yeah, Johnson was out earlier. We noticed, Neil. I think he's definitely got an ankle. He's definitely favoring it, but he ran hard that play. He's trying to get this thing out, and I respect that.
And laboring right now.
Yeah.
Coming back toward the line, and now we'll head out. So Central Florida defending here with the ball at the 4. Second and goal from the 10. Straight ahead on the dive play. Coleman. Coleman's in. Touchdown, Ohio. In 2 plays, they hit pay dirt. Now the all-important conversion, which in these scenarios makes or breaks.
A lot of credit to Johnson on that play. We just mentioned him hurt, gets him down to the 2-yard line, lets his teammate finish it out here. Great job by him gutting out. You know, we have an old saying in football, are you hurt or are you injured? And here he is back in the game, Neil.
Under center, Velasquez. Off the fake, the roll, the throw, too high. It's incomplete. He overshot Dorado, who was open in the back, but he was under some pressure, Leo Velasquez. So it's only 6, and it's 14-8.
Great play call by the Ohio coaches. The backside tight end on a drag. But it's tough when you have a young quarterback rolling opposite to his strength to be accurate. Just missed it and overthrew it here. So we'll see if Central Florida can get in the end zone here and get a PAT to win this game.
So the door is open now for Central Florida. That's assuming, one, they score, and then pending, of course, the conversion, which could win the game. But can anyone stop Jaquez Russell?
Yes.
The answer was no in that fourth quarter.
He's been special this game, the entire game. You get down to this point of the game in overtime, you want to go down or win it with your best player, and I think that's you're going to see from Central Florida.
Hunter Meadows is in the backfield. You've got Russell. That's sort of a shotgun wishbone look here with Perkins too. But it's kept by Deuce Woods. And Woods, a lot of those yards after the initial contact, both for him and Russell. He's down to the 6.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Deuce at an FBU camp here, Neil. He still runs vertical, doesn't run behind his pads at all. Likes to stay up high. He's a tall kid, but he'd get more power if he ran behind his pads on a few of these runs.
Actually stopped his progress at the 8, so gain of 2, second and goal. Central Florida must score. If they do, they can win it on the conversion. Possessing second in the first overtime here in the 7th grade national championship. All the scoring done after the first 3 quarters. Deuce Woods gives Russell following blockers. He's in. Touchdown. C.J. Perkins opened up I-75. Russell ran right through it. And Central Florida can win it on the conversion. But no, wait. There's a flag. Procedure on Central Florida. And boy, that came late.
I've never seen a procedure
Wow.
call that late after the play.
That late. He had crossed the goal line. That's a pre-snap foul. Or at least the laundry's on the lawn. The laundry's usually on the field while the play's in motion. So that is a big turn of events for the moment. And to the 13 after Central Florida thought they had tied it. They go back to Russell. He says, "Give me the rock."
Kid is special. I've got so much respect for him.
Down to the 7, but it's 3rd and goal. They've got 2 plays here to get it in.
I think they've caught something, Neil. They've run that ball 3 times in a row to the left-hand side. I think they see something there. Love to see them trying to get Russell to the edge here, try and get outside.
Their first possession in the first overtime. Deuce Woods takes the play from the sideline. Meadows and Russell. Everyone up in the box for Ohio's defense. You got C.J. Perkins in there in that backfield. Woods has gotten Ohio on the count before. It's a low snap. Woods keeping. Running to the middle, Woods. He's stopped after a gain of 2. It will come down to this play. Well, just about 90 seconds ago, you thought Central Florida would be lining up to win the game. And that procedure penalty coming in, and now this is for the championship. 4th and goal from the 5. Central Florida must score.
Yeah, they definitely need to get their hands into Russell's hands this last play. It's got to come to him.
And they're going to call a timeout. And I think that, Anthony, ipso facto, that's exactly where you're going, to the well. But do you disguise it in any way? Do you let him just plow ahead because he's had 5-6 yards of carry when he's gotten it?
Well, him and Deuce have 2 different running styles. Deuce is more vertical, as I mentioned earlier, and he's kind of more shifty. Russell's going to get the ball, and when the hole's not there, I'm just going to lower my pads, and he's done a great job of finishing his runs north and south. I think in this one, you keep it simple. You tell your line right now in the timeout, hey, go move the line of scrimmage. We're giving the ball to our best guy, and he's going to drive his legs and get us in the end zone to tie this game up.
The championship on the line. It comes down to this. Here in overtime. 14-8 Ohio. Got in on a Coleman touchdown run.
Ohio is overloading their left-hand side here. They need to go right on this play. Hope coach sees it.
That's where Russell's been running. They hand it to Russell.
He's in.
Bouncing for the outside. Russell's in. That left no doubt, including with Anthony Williams, when he took that at the 6. And now a conversion wins it for Central Florida. And there are no flags this time.
Neil, I really believe that Russell saw the shift. That play was going to go left. He stuck his foot in the dirt and went right, and it opened up like the Red Sea there. Great job. Great read by him.
Any doubt where this is going again to win the championship?
Give it to your best player. Let him do what he's been doing the whole game.
Deuce Woods will keep it himself. Woods to the outside. Woods is in. Anthony Woods with the deuce and the delight. And the 7th grade national championship to Central Florida.
Great game by both teams.
Overcoming a penalty on what they thought was the game-tying touchdown, scoring on 4th and goal from the 5 with Russell. And it's Deuce Woods who explodes around the end. And the next stop is the podium for Central Florida, whose 7th graders bring home the first championship in 13 years to the program, when the 8th graders won the inaugural title in 2011.
Congrats to both teams. What a great game. Great job by the Ohio team. Went down to the end. A little sloppy in the beginning, but these kids found a way, and it turned out to be a really entertaining game. Congrats to both teams.
Yeah, the kids from Orlando own the night in the 7th grade FBU National Championship.
Got to say congratulations to one of our main guys, Lo Wood, the team director for Central Florida. First time for him. He's been very emotional. Very happy for his kids. These kids he works out with and gets them in position. Congrats to the parents, the players, the staff, the coaches, everybody.
He's not low tonight, Anthony. The ultimate high.
Yes,
a championship.
Yeah.
16-14. Central Florida over Ohio in a thrilling finish. And you love to see some of the sportsmanship, too, right now from Hunter Meadows, one of the best players on the field, going over to congratulate, and extended congratulations to some of the Ohio players. That's what it's all about, too.
I love that, Neil. We're getting away. Everybody's worried about social media and likes and follows, and it's great to see kids show respect. It's a great game. It teaches you great life skills, and sometimes, like I said before, you're winning is nice, but sometimes when you lose, you learn more from it. But I love the sportsmanship.
Anthony Deuce Woods, 2 for the trophy. And he did that twice in this game, including the winner in overtime. That'll wrap it up for the 7th grade FBU National Championship. 16-14, Central Florida over Ohio. But don't go anywhere. We're just a few minutes away for the marquee matchup, the 8th grade title tilt. Utah, SoCal. It's coming up shortly on the FBU YouTube channel. We'll step out for now. For Anthony Williams, a great prep spin crew, I'm Neil Sika, and back in a moment, in just a few minutes, for the 8th grade championship between Utah and SoCal. 16-14, Central Florida winner in the 7th grade national championship. Back shortly in Naples.